ladies and gents, Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Yes, Greenleaf. Greenleaf is so good. So this is going to be a very quick recap. Even though the episode, I thoroughly enjoyed it, I'm not going to spend too much time discussing it. Let's start things off with the usual. Like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, as well as check out my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. Because the seasons are attempting to change, so my allergies are doing more than usual. But let's continue. Grace goes to see her child, AJ. AJ is not having it. Grace shows up, and it looks like he's staying in more so, because I saw crosses. I said this isn't like a regular halfway house or however that's set up. I don't know if it's because of Grace and her connections or whatnot, but first off, the guy at the desk, he had a little toot. He definitely had that energy of, what can I do for you? Like, why are you here? Can you just tell me so that we can go? So that I can go. And poor Grace, she's already nervous, she's already anxious. She asks for her son comes down. Next thing we know, once her son comes down, he looks at her like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? I said, oh. But then I had to remember, Grace, this is on you. So he did not want her there. And I'm glad that we got a little bit more of an explanation. He, as we already know, was the one who reached out to go and reconnect with his mom. But his mom turned him down the first time. And I said, oh. Because I think it was like when he was 18 or whatever, he first reached out. We already knew it was a couple of times. So he feels super rejected. This isn't someone who just is his mom, but he never had any type of communication with. So that's why he was very guarded and very abrupt. But Grace, she goes there a couple of times. Her main purpose is to see how he's doing. He was like, why didn't you just send the money so that I can do what I need to do, get a place, and be all right? And she said, no, I'm going to be here with you, going through the steps with you. And honestly, it took for a fight to really break out. One, for her to come back again and again, but also a fight to break out for him to be like, you know what? Maybe you want to go apartment shopping now? Yeah, so they went apartment shopping. Unfortunately, because of his record, because of his past, it's caused a situation where he cannot rent for most places because of his past. And my whole thing is, when we find out why, I said, dang, this is so messed up. This is a way to continue to have people being oppressed. But the crime that he got, I said, there's something more off with him. I don't know if he has mental illness or if it was drugs, but there was definitely something extra going on with him. Like, what happened to the family or the families I was supposed to be watching? Well, that didn't work out. But was it him? Was it them? Was it the both of them? I don't know. There's just something about him, and we need more information. We need more intel. So he does let us know that, because when they were looking at the place prior to being rejected, he said how, yeah, he wasn't used to being by himself and being alone. He was always around other people. So he just wanted something for himself, peace, quiet, cool, because they're in Arizona. They're in Arizona and it's hot. It's dry. Anyway, what ends up happening is Grace was like, originally said she needed to go and fix things quickly so that she didn't say quickly, but she needed to go back home. So she had a flight out, and she changed the flight, and she said she's going to stay there until he has a place to stay. And so then once her son started to warm up to her, he even let her know what put him in jail. Essentially, it was a case of he broke into a home. I guess he was gonna steal some food because he was hungry. And I said, wow, this story is getting sadder and sadder. Things took a turn because it felt so comfortable and cool and not hot. So he passed out. He fell asleep. And that's actually how he got caught. And that tugged on her heartstrings. It tugged on mine. But still, the anxiety-filled, paranoid person in me said, but there's more. There's more to him. And Grace, we need to be careful. So there's stuff going on back at home, and Lady May called up Grace, told Grace she needs to get get her tail back there, and because of that, Grace followed suit. Because Grace did forget that she was supposed to go and meet with one of the church women to go and assist in an intervention. Grace was not there, so Phillips took the charge with that, and Grace realized, okay, she needs to go back, but this is already after she told her son that she was going to stay with him. So he was pissed. He was disappointed. He was hurt. It was like, okay, this is more of the same. He was like, okay, go and don't come back and make sure she can't come back in here. I said, ooh, buddy, it doesn't really work like that. So Grace came back the next day and told him that, well, actually, that's not true. That's not true. Grace, she went back in. She tried talking to him. Didn't really go too well. She went back home. The episode actually ends with Grace inviting him to stay with her. Because remember, Sophia's gone. Sophia's gone. She's gone to college. She's going to be with her father. She's gone. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if he's going to steal stuff. Who knows how Lady May will react. Who knows? This is going to be an ish show. And I can't wait to see it. That's terrible, isn't it? I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I want to see it. Aside from all that, we have, aside from all of that, we also have Lady May. Lady May had a vision. She had a dream, and she tries to tell Bishop about this dream and how it was about Bishop essentially needs to go and right his wrongs with the church and acknowledge his shortcomings. I'm thinking, didn't Bishop already kind of do that? And then I felt like, Lady May, you sure this dream is about him? Because Bishop pretty much lost it all. And they're not giving him the church back. But aside from that, Lady May is going through a lot. She, like I said, she gets a call from, her name's not Cora, the assistant, who tells her that Grace isn't here because no one knew that Grace left. Grace isn't here, so now Charity learns that Grace isn't here, which means that she goes and reports it back to Phil, who's actually kind of reading her rights. Because speaking of Charity, Charity actually was back at Calvary. She was talking to Calvin, listening to this god-awful song. This song with absolutely no soul, no feeling in it. And Charity, in her infinite wisdom, wanted to go and craft an email explaining all the reasons why this song is essentially trash. And I'm thinking, Charity, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, really, what are you doing? Oh gosh. So Calvin said, no, you can't do that. You have to talk to Grace first. Have to talk to, like, what's going on? She decides to go and do it anyway. So then Phil had to get in her butt because the person who created that soulless song is actually Bob's daughter, which means that she was highly offended, which means Bob was highly offended, which means now Phil had to go and smooth it over, which means now he's going to be irritated with Charity. But then Charity gets to go and say that, by the way, did you know that Grace isn't even here? She's in Phoenix. What is she doing in Phoenix? And later on, towards the end of the episode, Charity even finds out that she didn't even go to see Bob. But Phil already knew that she didn't go see Bob because he went and called to see if Grace Greenleaf was there to see Bob. So now they're going to eventually figure out why was she in Phoenix, even though they don't even have to do that because Grace is bringing her child here, which means that Charity's going to go and tell it to Phil. And Charity is, that woman is, because the whole episode she decided that she wanted to go and be a super sleuth, a terrible super sleuth, trying to ask these questions about where's Grace, what's going on with this, what's going on with that, as if people can't see that something is off with her. Everyone who she talks to knows that something is off with her. Everyone. This woman she's lost. She is lost. She's probably going through another bout of depression and she doesn't even realize it. There's a lot with Charity. Jacob and Carissa, I never liked Carissa, ever. And this is just perpetuating it because now your man isn't cheating on you and you're still like this, which means this is your actual personality. Oof. She is so annoying. She went and had the land appraised, and it's appraised more than what they originally paid for it. Beautiful. It's land. It makes sense. For the most part, it will appreciate. Your house may not, but your land still has value. And she's just continuously irking my spirit, vexing my soul, because I'm just thinking, Carissa, you want him, y'all ain't bringing in a ding real income. Yes, you have a job. Yes, your husband has a job, but the two jobs combined cannot afford you paying for, I'm assuming, a mortgage. I don't know how much that house would cost, but even if it covers the cost overall, you still have to pay to keep the lights on, pay to keep the gas and propane on, still have to go and do all the utilities, still have to do maintenance of the house. The larger the house, the more expensive it is, even if it's new or not. This just means it'll cost more to replace the stuff that's going to break eventually. And she's just awful, and she's so annoying, and she won't quit. And it's like things are actually going good for you, but you can't really see that. And so when Jacob is trying to tell you that, because Jacob talked to Bishop, and Bishop let Jacob know that it's not about the house. It's about your wife. I said, it's Bishop, it's partially about the house. It absolutely is partially about the house. But that's not it. Bishop says, your wife doesn't feel loved and appreciated, so she's trying to go and fill that void with the house. I said, that is part of it. It's not all of it, but that is part of it. So now Jacob is on the mission to go and see what can he do to make his wife feel loved and appreciated. So he came home with some flowers and he told her how much going forward she will be the apple of his eye. He will attend to her. He will put her needs and all that. I said, but that land, as of now, Carissa had the audacity to go and do an ultimatum. It's either you sell the land or essentially this is done. She didn't say it like that, but she alluded to it. And before Jacob could say something that probably would have messed up their relationship forever in that moment, they got a call. Apparently, the young man that he's supposed to be watching is off doing his own thing. I don't remember if his name is Derek or something, but you know who likes him? Zora. We already know she likes the bad boy. She actually came to church today, which everyone was kind of looking like, what in the world? But she put on this nice white outfit. I guess it was a little bit lacy, but still appropriate. Charity was here for it. Charity said, get your man. That was cute. That was cute. But I'm thinking, Lord, the last person you need to be listening to right now is Charity. Sophia, please come back. Save this child. So, basketball player comes with his girlfriend, who instantly notices that Zora is doing goo eyes for her man. So then she puts on hardball. This man is infatuated with his girl, which is nice to see. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's nice to see. He had to go off and do stuff with Jacob, so that left his girlfriend to just kind of sit there and really assess Zora. And so then things weren't going too well because she gave off this mean girl attitude, not Zora, the other girl, until Zora talked about how, she still lives with her parents. Oh, you do? I said, but I do live off in like a cottage on the estate. So then I said, oh no, this is not the right one. This is not the right one for either of them. Zora run away from her quickly. So then Zora takes her home. Zora shows her some tips, like how to lay her baby hairs and do all of that. So then the girl's like, oh, it's like, oh, she's actually cool. Like, I know she kind of wants her man, but she's decent. And she even talks about how she realizes Zora's confidence is kind of off and it's because of a dude. So then she's reassuring her. But then I start to get this lesbianistic, bisexual vibe from her. And I said, I said, Zora, you don't realize what's going on right now. Zora. So then the girl was still complimenting Zora, started to mess with her necklace that was on her chest. And here came the boyfriend. Just in the nick of time. I said, oh, Zora, you're going to get turned out. But then you're going to steal her man and then she's going to go after you. I already see that. I already see all of that happening. Pretty much talked about Jacob. Oh, okay. So back to the church. Phil talked to the woman who wanted to do the intervention. Grace was supposed to come, but Grace never even gave her the heads up. Lady May found out. So then Lady May went and Bishop came. They talked to the woman. And the woman, once Lady May kicked out Bishop because she thought Bishop was the problem, the woman told her, no, it's actually you. Myself, as well as other people from the church, feel like you knew what Mac was doing. Mac is her brother. If you haven't been watching the entire series, Mac is her brother who was a predator, a rapist, a child molester. He was all of those things. And so basically the people at Calvary, they don't have an issue with Bishop. Even all the stuff that happened, they really don't have an issue with Bishop. They don't like Lady May. They don't trust Lady May. Frankly, they're disgusted with Lady May because they don't believe that she is just this God-forsaken Christian woman like she wants to portray. They think that she is a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, and she knew her brother was using the funds from the church to go and pay off these girls, as well as her hide his activity. And of course that hurt her, that disgusted her, and it broke her a little bit. So when they got back to the house, she let Bishop know what happened, and Lady May said, honestly, did I know? Let's just call it what it is. Lady May turned a blind eye to her brother's evil discretions. That's what I'll say. Because remember, their daughter Faith was caught up in that. And so that's why it really hit home for her. And we naturally know that Grace, there was an attempt on Grace too, but I don't think Grace will ever let that be known. And so then it sends Lady May spiraling, as it should. So then that's when they go and look through old family photos. Grace finally comes back in the house. They're all watching, the reels of the old photos, and they get, the first one is of Faith, and it stays up there for a while, and it was a nice bonding family moment, but it didn't feel complete. There was a couple of people missing, and that's when Grace went up to her room and called her son and said she wants him to come home. So that's how it all transpired. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm sure that there are things that I originally remembered that I might have forgotten. So let me know how you think this is all going to play out. I know it's only episode 3 or 4. But this season's good. Season 4, not disappointing at